I bow to all the seekers of truth. At the very outset, we have to know that truth is what it is. It cannot be changed, it cannot be challenged, and it cannot be described. Truth is beyond your mind. You have already heard that the divine has created a beautiful instrument within you, which exists in all the human beings. Maybe because of different times, maybe some of the incarnations didn't talk about it, but most of them have talked about it. For example, Christ has said that you have to be born again. Also in the Bible it is said, I'll appear before you like tongues of flames. These are the centers about which you have heard. For the last 25 years I have been working on people with Sahaja Yoga. I have found it such a tremendous thing that it is not easily believed into. Especially for people who are superficial, who just read books and feel satisfied. All those people who are critical of everything. Those who do not have open mind, like scientists, or some of them who are, I must say, are idiots, or maybe mad, or maybe mesmerized. But for a person who is ardently seeking, honestly seeking the absolute truth, Kundalini, about which you have heard, has to be awakened, no doubt about it. There's no compromise on that. Today we see these flowers here. You know that they had to plant a seed in the Mother Earth, and the primule had to come out of the seed, and then the plant was created. In the same way, we too have a primule. There's no other way out. It has to be Kundalini awakening. There are so many cults nowadays. You have heard of one very dangerous one. They are all money oriented. Even the religions are money oriented, or they are power oriented, or maybe they are also sex oriented. Cults are little worse than that, I should say, because they have no binding force. But all these outside religions have not given us what was promised, what was said. So we have to ask the question, what we have been doing, our forefathers have been doing, all kinds of rituals, all strictness, everything. Why is it we haven't got that higher state which is described? Of course, in Indian scriptures it is very vividly, clearly talked about. But there too, people would not accept it. There was a great poet who wrote in Marathi language, because about Kundalini was written 14,000 years back, then in the 6th century, and Adi Shankaracharya wrote. But even when in the 12th century this great poet Gyaneshwara wrote about Kundalini, they just tortured his life. Tortured him, tortured his sister, brothers, everyone who were full of knowledge. So he went into permanent samadhi, they say, living samadhi, at the age of 23 years. But the books he has written are of such high level spirituality, that's so joy giving. and so beautiful. But what people did to him is today again they have started doing to reality. Instead of saving people, telling them what is written in these books and what were the incarnations who wrote, instead of helping them to ascend, because this is a special time which they don't realize. They are so busy with their organization, so busy with discussions, arguments. Now recently, as you know, there has been a horrible declaration that a person whose genes are not all right cannot be condemned. So what is the use of any religion? What is the use of having any federal laws? It's all absurd. Scientists also come to conclusions which are stupid. Actually, genes have, as I must tell you a little bit scientifically, has a database. And this is in a series because there's nitrogen, phosphate, and carbohydrates in a cell. And these series, if they change, then people take to perversity, to wrong type of life. But if they are all right, then a person is a normal person. According to the scientist, they are born with it, they are inherent, they are genetic. It's not true. It's not absolutely true. They may be. But many people you know say, if your son you send to some place in America, he can get spoiled completely. His genes can be changed. A father who is a drunkard, his son may not be a drunkard. It's so obvious. Even the chromosomes which are responsible for our body growth can be changed. If somebody is a hot-tempered person, his face will change from his childhood to this, look like a monster. If a person is a monster, and if he comes to Sahaja Yoga, he looks like an angel. What happens? Actually, in Sahaja Yoga, the series of these series of these different things, see, if they are changed, if they are disturbed, are corrected completely. How? The Kundalini that is within you, she nourishes, she gives a balance, she understands, she knows you, she knows all your past. She is your individual mother. And she corrects. We have people here, I must tell you today, we have people who have been criminals, who have been drug addicts of the worst type, who have been drunkards, who have been also, we can say, like prostitutes, adulterers. All sorts of people came to Sahaja Yoga, and they are like angels. Believe. They have become like angels. They don't have to fight anything. They have become, means it's an actualization of the experience. It's not just talk, and go and read this book and go and read that book. No. It's beyond words. Adi Shankaracharya has called as Shabda Jalam, meaning the web of words. Oh, Mother, take me out of these web of words. Now all chaotic conditions are existing. You don't know what's happening in this world now. I mean, 50 years back it was not such a bad world. But what has happened with all this advancement, with all this growth, with all this science, where are we? We don't know ourselves. We say this is my body, this is my intelligence, these are my emotions. But who is the owner of this mind? What is that? And that is what we have to become. That we have to become the spirit. It's not like having a certificate, having a born again. It's just a false certificate. When you are born again, what you feel, you know that now, that you feel this all-pervading power of divine love. It is love. It is compassion which you feel. Actually, a human being is at the epitome of evolution. He is so beautiful and so glorious, so lovable. But we have made him into a sex point. This Mr. Freud and this Sartre and all these people, they have reduced you to this level and we accept it. All this we accept. Have we got no brains to understand? Have we got no personality to understand that we just get driven to all these mad people telling you anything? So, I have to tell you that human beings are so much ready to be in the kingdom of God. They have to just enter in. They have to have just willingness to do it. You cannot force it on anyone. Can you force a seed to produce a tree? Cannot. It's a living process of our evolution, and now this is the last breakthrough that we have to achieve. But people are so much lost. There was one gentleman who had written a book about the last breakthrough, this, that, and when I met him, I found he's completely finished. You can't give him realization. He's lost with the words. He wrote such a book, but he's not seeking the truth. You should not accept anything which has not given you the absolute truth. With Sahaja Yoga, you know absolute truth. How? You put your hands out when you have got your realization. You can feel on your fingertips your centers. Then you can feel the centers of others also. It's not only that you feel the centers of your own, but also of others. Because a new dimension has come in human awareness, which we call as collective consciousness. It is to be actualized. It has to work out. But if you go on, say, challenging, it won't. Why not have it? You don't have to pay anything for it. It's a living process. How much do we pay to the Mother Earth? We are so much used to payment. Even in the church, even in the temple, even in the mosque, everywhere, we think we should pay. People don't understand that this is a living process of divine love. How much are we going to pay for love which is divine? So first of all, we should give up this idea that you have to pay for something. Then secondly, you have to understand that seeking is not through ritualism. You stand on your heads, or you hit somebody, or you do all kinds of these tantrums. There's no need. You have to be respectable. When you want your freedom, you don't have to do anything. It just works out. Believe me, it works out. No credit to me either. No obligation to. It's your own. Only thing we can say that in my presence it works out. But then in your presence it will work out also. That is how now, do you know, Sahaja Yoga is spreading in 65 nations. And these democracies where we are living, thinking very, very free people, you are not. Just face it. We are not. Because we are possessed by money, we are possessed by materialism. But in Russia I was surprised, where we should say the government was horrible and they were suppressed and all that, but people have no sense of possessiveness. And they are the best, even they are scientists. About 250 people came, scientists, and told me, Mother, we'd like to hear what you have to say. I started on science, I thought better take them to science, otherwise how will they follow me? You'll be amazed. They said, no more science, we know all that. You tell us the science of God. So this materialism has crippled us completely. We want to possess this, possess that. They do not. They were told that you can have your flats. Government is willing to give you your houses and flats, we don't want to look after them. They said, we don't want. We don't want any flats, we don't want any house, nothing. Because we can't look after them. Can you imagine? So in a way, that curse of communism has improved them, and this blessing of democracy has created democracy. I can see it clearly. You go to Russia, it's very different. You see people who are really absolutely pure people. How is it? In those horrible circumstances, with those sufferings that they have had, they have come out so well, and how they can understand that they have to find out the truth. About everything you can find out whether it is absolute truth or not. The main point is, if you don't have the absolute truth, any idea you can fix up in your head and start doing wrong things. like Hitler. He got the wrong idea into his head, saying that, it's funny that the Jews must be killed. Now, he started killing the Jews. Can you imagine? And he said that they are a superior race. By what measure are they superior? By what measure? If somebody is superior in this world, what we think of saints who are superior to us. But these people killed small children in the gas chamber and watched it. How can they be superior race? So get some idea into their heads that this is something we are great, we are a superior race, we are chosen ones, we are on the path of Christ. All wrong. Just believing into yourself in a wrong way, we can go to hell directly. First of all, know who you are. If you don't know who you are, how can we decide? How can you see the truth? Because you are not yourself. You might be Mr. Freud, you might be Mr. Sartre, you might be somebody else. Are you yourself? This is the most important thing. I'm happy you all are here and you are seeking the truth. This is the greatest blessing of modern times, that people are, so many of them are seeking the truth. But you should not be misled. One gentleman who's writing some very frivolous books about, about all kinds of nonsense. And he came to our program, I think. And he wrote that I was waiting and waiting for 1 hour, but Sri Mataji never came, because that's the style we have. First we have to prepare your mind a little bit, soothe it down, because you are now coming from all kinds of problems. So just to soothe it down, we work it out for 1 hour, like that. It's compulsory. But here in this place, one fellow writes against me saying she never came. And then she said, you take out your shoes, that settled it. That's the biggest crime I have told him to do. As if I have told him to kill somebody or what. So if you're such frivolous people, how will it work out? You see, it's not meant for frivolous people. I must say that so many have now got this realization and are settling, just like beautiful gems in Sahaja Yoga, so many, that I'm sure there will be many more who will be coming. Because first time when I came to England, I had to struggle with 7 of them for 4 years. And here you will get your realization in no time, I know that. Because on the whole, it has, from all the sides, is grown, even in England.